Hello, I'm glad you're here. We often talk about wealth and success as if they are destinations, but they are not. They are the emergent properties of a life lived with clarity, agency, and a commitment to timeless principles. What I want to share with you today isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a series of mental models, a kind of mental software that can help you build a free, intelligent, wealthy, and optimistic life. Let's begin with the very foundation of wealth. The world tells you that wealth is a zero-sum game, that one person's gain is another's loss. This is a powerful and destructive myth. The truth, as Matt Ridley illustrates so beautifully, is that prosperity evolves. It grows through voluntary exchange. When you sell a product or a service and a customer happily pays for it, you have both created value. You are now both better off than you were before the transaction. The simple act of saying thank you on both sides of a cash register is a profound statement about human nature. We are collaborators by instinct, and our species flourishes through trade. So, the first thing you must do is stop despising wealth. Do not hate the rich, or you will secretly hate the very thing you seek to become. Wealth is simply the measure of how much value you've provided to society. If you secretly believe that all rich people are greedy or bad, you are unconsciously sabotaging your own desire for more. Instead, shift your mindset. Ask yourself, how can I create as many positive-sum exchanges as possible? The more people you can help, the more value you can create for them, the more you will be rewarded. Money is not the root of all evil. It is a tool. And, like any tool, in the hands of a good person, it can be used to do immeasurable good. Now, let's talk about the mirage of passive income. The internet is full of promises of getting rich while you sleep, but this is a profound misunderstanding of how real wealth is built. Passive income is always active to someone else. The dividend you receive from a stock is the result of thousands of people actively working to make that company profitable. The rent you collect from a property is earned by the person who manages it and the tenants who live in it. The real game is not to avoid work, but to make your work so valuable that you can earn disproportionately. This is what Naval Ravikant calls leverage. Leverage comes in many forms: capital, code, media, or other people. But to acquire that leverage, you must first build significant active income. You must build skills that the world will pay for, and you must work hard to become the best at those skills. People who try to get rich on passive income first are like someone who wants to have a six-pack without ever going to the gym. The passive body, the one that you can maintain with minimal effort, is the result of years of active work. Get rich by earning first, and then let the fruits of your labor go to work for you. This leads to the most important philosophical pillar: radical responsibility. You must accept that your problems are yours to solve. It may not be your fault that you are born into a difficult situation or that the economy is in flux, but it is always your problem. Blaming others, the government, the economy, your parents, is an act of self-imprisonment. When you say, "It's my fault," you are not expressing self-pity. You are activating your agency. You're acknowledging that you are the primary causal agent in your own life. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we cannot control external events, but we can always control our response to them. This is the ultimate freedom. Nobody's coming to save you, and once you accept that, you become dangerous, not to others, but to your own limitations. This sense of agency is the foundation of another critical principle. Invest in yourself, not just the markets. $1,000 invested in the skill that triples your hourly wage is an infinitely better return than $1,000 invested in a meme stock. The latter might return 10%, but the former can give you a permanent compounding increase in your earning power. This is the power of knowledge that David Deutsch speaks of, the infinite growth that comes from good explanations and a commitment to problem solving. A skill, unlike a stock, is something no one can take from you. It's not taxable, you can't lose it in a divorce, and a government can't seize it. You become your own money faucet. But what about the myth of having to look the part? This brings us to another lesson I've seen play out countless times. Rich people aren't impressed by your stuff, they're impressed by your judgment. They don't care about your Lambo or your Rolex, they're thinking about how wealthy you'll be in 20 years.
I remember once I was a cash millionaire and I drove a beat-up Toyota Prius with a cracked windshield. I showed up to an event where I was supposed to be mentoring a group of business owners, and one of them looked at my car and said, "I thought you were supposed to be rich." My response was simple: don't judge my car, judge my bank account. The truly wealthy don't play the status game. They understand that every dollar spent on a depreciating asset is a dollar that could have been working for them, compounding into something much bigger, a building, a business, or the freedom to simply walk away. This idea extends to your social life. You must ruthlessly create your circle. Your friends and colleagues, your reference group, will determine your standards and your motivation. If you are the richest, most ambitious person in your circle, you will lose your drive because there's no one to compare yourself to. The motivation that comes from seeing what's possible in others and the feeling of healthy competition is a powerful engine for growth. If someone in your life secretly hopes you fail or tries to hold you back, they are not a friend. They are an enemy of your progress. Be disciplined in who you allow into your inner circle. It is not rude. It is essential. Finally, let's talk about the art of spending. The first rule of money is to spend less than you earn. The second is to buy things that increase in value. This applies not only to financial assets, but to your life itself. This is where spending becomes a skill. The highest form of spending is not buying stuff, but buying time. Think about the time you spend on tasks that are beneath your hourly wage. Mowing the lawn, cleaning the house, doing laundry. These are all tasks that can be outsourced. If you can make more than $15 an hour, it makes financial sense to pay someone to do these things for you. This is the ultimate arbitrage. You are using your capital to buy back your most precious and non-renewable asset, your time. This time can then be reinvested into learning, building, or simply being present with those you love. That is the point of it all. You are not acquiring a tool to show it off. You are acquiring a tool to build the life you want to live. This is the path. It is the path of constant learning, radical responsibility, and strategic action. It is the path to a life of freedom, clarity, and true wealth. Now go and begin the work.